this is the combat stretch. What we're going to be doing here is getting some blood and circulation and mobility into the ankles, and we're obviously going to be hitting some adductors and that at the same time, but we're focusing on the ankle. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting in a position where the leg is directly below the body, and here we've got a 90-degree angle to start with in the front leg. But what we're going to be doing is keeping that chest nice and proud, but what we're going to be doing is driving this knee over the toe as much as we can while keeping that foot nice and flat. Now, again, as we've seen Dale doing there, that's one of the biggest mistakes that we can do, and obviously Dale knows what he's doing, he meant that. So what we're going to be doing is keeping that foot nice and flat, and we're really driving to get some mobility in this ankle, and you're going to be holding it for about 3 seconds in that final range of motion, and then slowly coming back up, so nice and controlled back up, and then in. Holding it for 3 seconds. Now, nice and secure on this back leg, that's the main part. Driving over, making sure that foot is flat. So if we swap, we can see it from this other side. We can really drive it over, keeping that foot flat. Now again, like with any shoulder or hip mobility drills, one side will always be able to get that little bit further, feel that little bit looser than the other. That is absolutely okay. Now we're just going to make sure that we're feeling nice and loose in the ankle. So every time you go over, you're going to be able to get that little bit more range of motion. So just keep doing it until you feel like my ankle is nice and stretched out. So keeping that heel on the floor, driving that knee over. Now, we're not just driving it over and we're going, right, we're in position. We're driving it over, feeling that stretch in the ankle. You feel a little bit in the back, you feel a little bit in the front. That means you're doing it right. And look, it's a nice and simple movement. It's just going to get blood into the surrounding of the ankle, going to get the ankle moving. Anything else you'd like to add?
So in terms of your feet positioning, how far forward, how far back, 90 degrees is a great starting point. As time goes on, if you feel that you notice that my left side is definitely a lot tighter than my right. So how far I can drive my knee over this toe, you see my knee comes right over my toe and right down in front of that, whereas my left side takes a little bit longer to get warmed up and into that. That puts more added stress on my hips. So it might not be that your ankles are necessarily tight, it could be another factor, so just bear that in mind. But what I did want to say is, when you drive the knee over the toes, try and avoid your knee caving in. Make sure that it's driven out to the side and kind of pushed straight over the middle of the foot as well.
Absolutely.
If you want to kind of get more in the ankle, you can pull your heel closer to your body and use your body weight to kind of drive and add a wee bit of pressure, so it flattens the foot down the ground, and as you're doing that, you're trying to lift the toes up off the ground. So as you're driving forward with that knee, your weight then goes onto it, you lift the toes up, and that sends that response up
right
the front
to the ankle.
Front of the ankle is what you're looking for.
Absolutely. And that is the combat stretch.